Another day. A new success story.
The success story of Rand Fishkin. Who is the champion of today's episode of Success Story? We will be talking today about a tech entrepreneur, blogger, and pioneer in search engine optimization. In addition to being a best-selling author of Lost and Founder, a painfully honest field guide to the startup world, he frequently serves as the keynote speaker for conferences in the marketing and startup industries. It is Rand Fishkin. Since the very beginning of the internet, we have been unable to stop using search. Companies recognized that the organization and distribution of information in the digital sphere would become big business. Before smartphones and social media revolutionized our lives by enabling us to communicate and discover information in real time from anywhere in the world through lightning-fast pocket computers. It's hard to overstate how quickly search engines like Yahoo and Alta Vista sprang to prominence. However, they failed to maintain the momentum or hold on to that market share. In reality, a lot has changed on this virtual playing field ever since the launch of Google, a then unknown search engine. People flocked to Google when its virtual portals were opened in 1997. Google used strong algorithms to categorize and catalog the world's digital information, based on a potent little formula called PageRank at a time, when many of the then dominant search engines relied mostly on hand indexing data. Since that time, a sizable portion of the online search market has been skewed. As of the first quarter of 2016, Google's search engine accounted for approximately 89.44% of desktop searches, maintaining a monopoly that they have mostly maintained for the duration of the business. Today, the majority of searches are likely made using Google's search engine. While many people recognize Google's dominance, many few are familiar with its nuances. While there were other organic search engines before, during, and undoubtedly after Google, its highly relevant searches provided prompt and precise results without the hassle of superfluous clutter. It was discovered that the first page of Google's search engine results pages, SERPs, contained the most pertinent and helpful material for our informational needs. Nowadays, everyone is aware of the value of organic search. They are aware of how crucial it is to be at the top of any search results naturally. With so much rivalry for eyes within the same search traffic, an entire industry has sprung up around this very profitable subject known as search engine optimization, SEO. The rise of Moz.com. Rand Fishkin, a once unknown Seattle-based entrepreneur who got his start in the web design sector, observed both the inception and expansion of this field firsthand. Fishkin recognized the value of organic search in 2001, working to understand how to drive traffic through a variety of search engines at the time, including MSN Search, Yahoo, Hotbot, and, of course, Google. Fishkin initially worked hard to discover the finest tactics for helping his clients rank on Google's recently launched search. Initially largely unsuccessful, he turned to outside contractors and other local Seattle-based organizations, to which he might refer the search business. As demand for SEO specialists and people in the know increased, so did the projected pricing, forcing Fishkin to bring things in-house, which he had previously resisted. He was obsessed with creating stunning, aesthetically pleasing websites that also smoothly combine form and function. Not in terms of marketing. But Fishkin didn't have an option. He began lurking on internet forums, asking questions and receiving responses. After a while, he had not only mastered SEO, but he had also established himself as an authority. He'd accumulated so much material, data, and analysis that he couldn't go back to the forums. Fishkin opened the virtual doors to a blog named SEOmoz in November 2004. After considerable internal debate, driven by his sheer irritation with the opaque, clandestine world of SEO and the paucity of knowledge available on the web back in the early 2000s, Fishkin had second thoughts about his decision to enter the SEO industry. But he persisted. In reality, the SEOmoz blog served as the foundation for the SEOmoz consulting firm. which later evolved into the Moz software firm that exists today. Ultimately, the SEO Moz blog took off, resulting in a steady influx of customers. After that, he began to hone his vision, his message, and the company's primary emphasis. This once struggling blog, which was mostly unknown to the rest of the world, has since grown into an SEO juggernaut. Fishkin's SEO empire has expanded into a sizable software company with three main products. Moz Pro is a monthly subscription that contains tools like the Open Site Explorer and Keyword Explorer that are primarily made for professional SEOs. Local companies may manage and maintain their local profiles and maps listings with the aid of Moz Local. For those that desire programmatic access to their data, there is also the Moz API. Ignition Partners and Curious Office contributed $1.1 million to the company in a Series A fundraising round in September 2007. In April 2011, Seattle Met honored SEO Moz as one of the best places to work and play in Seattle. In September 2010, SEO Moz was ranked number 334 on the Incorporated 500 list. The Moz website currently receives close to 3 million views each month. More than 14,000 Moz local accounts and 23,000 Moz Pro accounts exist. Fishkin's top SEO advice. For the content maker who looking to improve their blogs in search traffic, Fishkin present some golden advice. Many people just want to know how to do organic search traffic, because it's the holy grail of online marketing, and can send virtually endless numbers of visitors to anyone's website when done correctly. Here's what he say. First of all, wait until you have put considerable effort into learning, and, ideally, have worked with skilled pros, to start performing things you think would improve your SEO. Although it appears simple, SEO is frequently anything but. Second, ask yourself, who will help amplify this, and why? Before you start creating any material. If you don't have a great, detailed answer to that issue, reconsider whether you should develop it at all. It's unlikely that content that doesn't garner links, shares, email forwarding, word of mouth, publicity, etc., would stand out, rank, or be worthwhile for you to invest time in creating. Third, don't automatically believe SEO works. It is the complete antithesis of advertising. It demands a significant upfront commitment of imagination, technical knowledge, and hard work, and the early rewards will be negligible or non-existent. It takes months or years for SEO to start delivering significant value. Let's continue our story. Rand expanded Moz to 130 plus workers, $30 million plus in revenue, and traffic to 30M plus visitors/year during his 7 years as CEO. He led a rebrand, 3 acquisitions, and 2 rounds of finance. Moz is currently valued at more than $100 million and has raised a total of $29.1 million in 3 rounds of funding since its start. Due to his success with Moz, he received invitations to talk to groups at organizations like Google, Facebook, and Microsoft. He was also asked to deliver speeches at the UN, Stanford University, and Y Combinator. In the midst of a challenging depression episode in 2014, Rand resigned as CEO, and 4 years later, he left the business. HubSpot purchased the website in 2014. In 2018, Rand established SparkToro and released Lost and Founder, a painfully honest field guide to the startup world with Penguin/Random House. In the past, Rand co-authored the books Art of SEO and Inbound Marketing and SEO. SparkToro. Rand had already started to experience some unease with Moz in the years before his departure. Simply put, Moz had gotten too big for Rand to like. Rand said, "I didn't feel as well at a company of more than 50, 60 employees. That was one of the things that I despised as Moz developed. I like how little it was." He believes there is a better way to launch a company. "I think that many companies would be great companies that could delight their employees, founders, and customers. SparkToro, Rand's latest venture, aims to be a unique business. If the only way to achieve it is to develop a big team," he continued, "we will discover ways to scale that don't involve people, and we will willfully perhaps turn off income and customers and opportunity. We can improve our own happiness and productivity to become a better business. What precisely is SparkToro, Rand's new business? He explained, you have an audience you want to target. We'll display to you the publications, individuals, sources, and media outlets that have an impact on that audience. Rand highlighted that businesses that provide far outside the mainstream goods or services must look to alternative marketing channels to support their organic search strategy. No one's genuinely seeking for the stuff they're selling. It's too novel, unusual, strange, or out of the ordinary. You'll need to raise awareness through other means. If there aren't currently enough potential customers looking for information on topics relating to your business's goods or services to drive to your website and convert. In this situation, SparkToro is useful. Then, you must earn their amplification in the proper ways. According to Rand, you've got to figure out who your audience is, you've got to get in front of newspapers, individuals, channels, and sources that affect that audience, he said. Rand founded SparkToro as a reaction to his time at Moz. And he is adamant about keeping the business small and foregoing venture capital funding. Rand acknowledged, you are a reaction to your past, and it might be difficult to not let it govern you. However, SparkToro is more about going forward for Rand than it is about looking back. It's been a terrific journey, it's been a hard journey at times. But I think this new beginning is looking incredibly exciting. Rand said as he reflected on the ups and downs of his journey through the world of SEO thus far. Rand realized a big success with SparkToro has been profiled in the Seattle Times. Included in the Puget Sound Business Journal's 40 Under 40, chosen for Businessweek's 30 Under 30. And discussed in hundreds of other publications, including Newsweek, The Next Web, the Inc. 500, among many others.
Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through our series, Success Stories. We hope you've enjoyed this episode and found inspiration in the remarkable tales of these extraordinary individuals. If you did, please show your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing to our channel.